Hey everyone, I'm back again with another how-to video. And this one I'll kind of be showing a bit on how a bit of coloring works and a bit blending with various colored pencils. But the ones I will show later during this video, I will explain on the use of them. As you see already, I just went with the circle guidelines of the two lines to mark what the eyes are at, and added in the oval to show where the muzzle will be. You see me using my thumb a bit later. Uh, should be a bit ahead, like maybe a couple seconds ahead. Right here. This is where I was measuring with the cat ears, since I was looking back at my cat and bat at the drawing. I used the little marks you saw me put on a bit earlier to point where the ears would start or where it would end at. For the dressing with the hair, you want to start with a little bit of V at the middle of your first skyline that's going straight down. It helps to tell where the hair is going to start, as the hair has like an easy I can't say the word, but it has an easy way to show the difference on where the smoothness of when it goes to skin then goes to hair. The eyes, you can make the eyes almost a bit every shape, just as long as they're not like very I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Now mouse, you can see that I was just practicing on the mouth of the expression in the mouth. You always want to add in that little muzzle piece to show where the split end is at, because dogs and cats always have that little split end. Now the side hairs, some cats have them like a bit wider out, and some has them a bit like shorter in. I just done mine a bit shorter in for my friend's character. Hairs, uh, here's where a few seconds earlier ago I started losing my sanity. But anyway, for the hairs, I just done some lines on the outside instead of going from the in and out to show where the curves are going to be, where the points are at, like the points of the airs or the bits of the airs that stick out. Right here, I'm just easily, lightly going through, and now I'm darkening the lines. As you can see right now, I'm just darkening, going back and forth with my pencil, keeping it a bit straight. Now, when you're looking at a person's hair, not all of them like goes out much. Not all of them goes out like there's not like a huge distance between them. There's something here like a finger of your width, like the length of the finger when you look at it sideways, going from that goes to the bottom of your palm. I don't know, but it's like a small distance between the hair and the how far it goes out. Now here I slightly barely erase around the areas, going after the what I use for guidelines. It's okay if you accidentally erase your darker lines, because they'll still create that like lighter shade of gray, which will help you redraw them in case you screw up. And you can darken it a bit to have that effects back. Now here I was just adding the whiskers. You don't really have to do this, it's optional, but I'm just adding this in, though I kind of messed up. I made it a bit too long. The side parts, if everything seems like a bit light gray, you want to go over with a pencil again and just darken it. Press hard a bit on the pencil down. Now for the markings, you can either use like another pencil, like the color eraserless pencil, or you can use the pencil itself to gently put where the markings are at. And that'll be it. Yeah, my camera started freaking out. I don't know why it just went back and forth. Here I'm just testing out the colors what I would be using, which one would go well, which one that will stack over the other. If you don't have any like pencils that actually does blend well, you can always just overlayer the other pencils with one layer over another layer or then the next layer, in case you don't have any pencils that doesn't blend. Here you should see me like adding lines around gently. This is where I'm gonna mark where the shadows are at. Well, this will help me know which areas is the shadows and which area are not. On the black pencil, when you're starting out with a bit of like a darker hair, you want to go a bit light to know where your shadows are at. After that, you go next time, you go a bit darker inside when you're going over. But when you're going out, you want to draw a light, because how the light brightens things, it brightens the color, making them like more bright than darken. Here I'm going over again with a bit of white to see what the highlights are at for the hair, where the light is hitting at. Right here, my camera fell. I had that out. And I'm going again with a light pencil. But all it is, when you're coloring with pencils that don't blend, you can overlayer it. It helps when you're like trying to do like transition of colors going to one into another that cannot blend. But you may want to do a little bit gently cautious. If you want to see how your pencil blend, then just go pick up a random paper and start coloring on it. You don't need a drawing on it, or else you're gonna just scrub on whatever drawing you're doing. Here for the eyes, you can better see them. You'll be able to see them at the finishing piece. For eyes, I just done one layer on top a bit darkened, then the next a bit lighter, then very light, because how the light contrasts and all. Because how everything has a shadow, and where that shadow is at, there's going to be a light on that place. Now the markings I just done with my finger, try to smooth it all out, smudge it all in. The shadows, for if you don't want to go over things that are like grays or dark or blacks, then you can just use a pencil and smudge it all with your fingers. It helps a bit, because you can erase that in case your color pencils are erasables. Here I'm going over on the areas that are darkened, I add another layer. And I go over another third layer to darken much more. Now be warned, when you're doing it with, if you're blending with your finger, then you must be a bit careful. Now here, this is my friend's character, so I'm just going to write down her profile's name. The Diamond Wolf. And I hope you all enjoy this, though I'm done a shitty job on this. Yeah, and there's the finished piece. See you in the next video.